Hello, my friends. I am Mimi, and this is Inspiring Stories by Mimi. I hope you enjoy this story.
Marcus had always envisioned a bustling household, but he never imagined his dream would materialize in such an extraordinary manner. As a firefighter, he devoted his life to rescuing others, confronting danger daily with unwavering bravery and resolve. His wife, Sophia, shared this aspiration, yearning for the day their home would resonate with children's giggles and the loving chaos only a family could bring. Despite their hopes and efforts, the couple faced the heartache of infertility, leaving them disheartened. Yet, they clung to the hope that someday they might adopt or have children of their own. The couple resided in a modest dwelling on the outskirts of a mid-sized town. With his gentle gaze and welcoming smile, Marcus was renowned in the neighborhood for his willingness to lend a hand. Sophia, a librarian, possessed a generous spirit and boundless patience with youngsters. Together, they formed an ideal pair, prepared to tackle any obstacle life presented. On a drizzly autumn evening, Marcus was summoned to a rescue operation in an abandoned industrial zone on the city's edge. The location was eerie, with dilapidated structures and narrow alleys. Upon arrival, they detected muffled sobs emanating from a seemingly vacant warehouse. Heart-pounding, Marcus and his team breached the rusty entrance. What they discovered left them astounded. 3 boys, none older than 8, appeared exhausted, malnourished, and terrified. Trembling with fear and cold, their attire was tattered, and their eyes reflected unimaginable horror. Marcus felt a lump in his throat, realizing these children might have been victims of a clandestine labor operation. Carefully and gently, he approached them. "It's all right now," he said softly, extending his hand. "We're here to help you." Gradually, the children began to trust him, allowing themselves to be led out of that dreadful place. Deeply moved, Marcus couldn't shake the boys from his thoughts and heart. Like his colleagues, he felt profoundly shaken. The scene served as a cruel reminder of children's vulnerability and the world's cruelty. The boys were taken to the hospital for health assessments, but the incident's impact lingered with Marcus. When investigations revealed they were foreigners with no living relatives, the eldest explained they had been brought by a family acquaintance who had vanished, abandoning them. The boys' loneliness and despair echoed in Marcus's mind, prompting him to question what could be done to help them. Days later, still haunted by what he'd witnessed, Marcus visited the boys at their temporary shelter. Upon learning they would enter the adoption system, the idea that they might be separated and sent to different homes troubled him deeply. It wasn't common for families to adopt multiple siblings together, and this unsettled him. That night, while discussing with Sophia how the rescue had affected his team, Marcus felt the weight of responsibility becoming unbearable. After much contemplation and dialogue with his wife, he proposed a bold idea. Sitting on their bed, he gazed into Sophia's eyes, who had always supported his decisions. "Darling," he began, with an intense sparkle in his eyes, "what if we adopted those 3 boys?" Sophia was surprised but not shocked. Knowing her husband's generous heart, she felt it was destiny calling. Tears welled up in her eyes as she responded firmly, "Let's do it. Let's give those boys a home." The adoption process, however, proved to be a true marathon. They faced mountains of paperwork, endless interviews with social workers, and questions about their ability to care for 3 traumatized children simultaneously. Many tried to dissuade them, including their own family members. "It's madness," some said. "You don't know what you're getting into," others warned. But the couple remained steadfast in their decision, knowing the boys needed them and willing to do whatever it took to bring them home. Finally, after months of struggle, the day arrived when they could bring the boys home. Their modest house suddenly seemed too small for so much energy and love. The first weeks were a whirlwind of emotions. The children, still frightened and distrustful, needed time to adjust to their new reality. They converted the living room into a temporary dormitory with 3 little beds lined up against the wall. Sleepless nights were spent comforting nightmares and calming fears. During the day, it was a constant discovery of each boy's tastes, personalities, and needs. Slowly, trust began to grow. The eldest, Ethan, was the first to call Sophia Mom on a Sunday morning during breakfast. The silence that followed was broken by tears of joy and tight hugs. The others soon followed suit. Noah, the shyest, surprised everyone by jumping into Marcus's lap one night, calling him Dad, while he was reading a bedtime story. Liam, the most rebellious, took longer to open up, but when he did, he became inseparable from Marcus, always wanting to help with household chores. Over time, a routine began to establish itself. Marcus and Sophia took turns taking the boys to school, doctor appointments, and extracurricular activities. Weekends were filled with trips to the park, picnics, and family movie nights. It wasn't easy, there were moments of frustration, extreme exhaustion, and even doubt, but in every smile, in every little achievement of the boys, the couple found the strength to continue. The years passed quickly. The boys grew, blossomed, and became admirable young men. Ethan had become a social worker, determined to help children like him and his brothers. Noah worked as a graphic designer and loved what he did. Liam, the most rebellious, surprised everyone by deciding to follow in his father's footsteps, enrolling in the Fire Academy. He wanted to be a hero, just as Marcus had been for him. As they grew and followed their paths, Marcus and Sophia watched with pride and gratitude the family they had built. They never imagined that the decision they made 15 years ago would so profoundly change their lives and those of the 3 frightened boys they found in that dark warehouse. It was on a Saturday afternoon that the surprise began to unfold. The sons invited their parents to a community event in the city center. "It's something special," they said with mysterious smiles. The couple, intrigued, promptly accepted. Upon arriving at the venue, a community hall decorated with flowers and balloons, they were greeted by a crowd of smiling faces. Friends, neighbors, and co-workers were all there, applauding and smiling. Ethan, the eldest, stepped onto the improvised stage and took the microphone. "Mom and Dad," he began, his voice choked with emotion, "today we are here to thank and honor you, who have changed our lives in ways we could never imagine." A screen lit up behind him, and a video began to play. It was a montage of photos and home videos showing the family's journey over the years. There were images from the day the boys came home, their first days of school, birthdays, graduations, and everyday moments filled with love. As the video played, each of them took the stage to share their memories and gratitude. Noah spoke about how his parents' unconditional love helped him overcome his fears and find his voice through art. Liam recounted, with tears in his eyes, how his father's example of courage inspired him to become a firefighter. "You showed us that family is not defined by blood, but by love," they said. The couple watched everything with tearful eyes, hands intertwined, hearts overflowing with emotion. They had never sought recognition for what they had done. To them, loving their sons was as natural as breathing. But the surprise didn't stop there. Ethan returned to the microphone to make a special announcement. "Mom, Dad, the 3 of us decided that we wanted to do something to give back all the love you gave us and help other children who, like us, need a chance." He made a gesture, and a large cloth was removed from a wall, revealing a plaque. On it was written, "Sophia and Marcus Hope Center, a home for children at risk." "We created a foundation," Ethan explained, "to help children who have been through difficult situations like ours. This center will offer shelter, education, and psychological support, and all of this was made possible thanks to the example of love and dedication that you gave us." They were speechless. They stood up, hugging their sons one by one, tears now flowing freely. The entire hall applauded, many also moved by the demonstration of love and gratitude. At that moment, Marcus remembered the night he found those 3 frightened boys in a dark warehouse. He could never have imagined that rescue would lead to this, a united family, 3 extraordinary young men, and a legacy of love that would continue to help other children in need. Sophia, looking at her sons and husband, felt her heart overflow with joy. The dream of having a family had come true in a way she could never have predicted. And the love they gave was now multiplying and touching even more lives. As the celebration continued around them, the couple exchanged a glance full of love and gratitude. They had faced challenges, overcome obstacles, and in the process, not only transformed the lives of 3 boys but also created an impact that would extend for generations. The story of Marcus, Sophia, and their 3 adopted sons was a living testament to the power of love, compassion, and perseverance. It was proof that even in the darkest moments, a spark of hope can ignite a light that illuminates not just one life, but an entire future. And so, on that sunny afternoon, surrounded by love and gratitude, they understood that the true miracle was not just having saved 3 lives, but having created a legacy of love that would continue to spread, touching countless hearts and changing the world, one child at a time. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a comment with a rating from 1 to 5 to show how much you liked it. Also, watch the video that is now appearing on your screen. See you soon.